Hello guys and welcome back once again. We're going to be looking at whether Alkosh or Torugs are going to be making a return for the Blackwood Chapter. So what's changed again for probably the 5th, 6th patch in a row now? Piercing CP has been changed for this patch. So what's happened is you only need 20 points now to max out piercing. However, they also halved the amount of pen that you get from piercing. So we now only get 700 pen by using maxed out piercing. Now what that means, if we look at the group pen sheet for Blackwood so far, in this situation, there's a few different things we've got to consider. So stamina groups are absolutely going to need Alkosh. They did anyway. They will definitely need it. And with kind of the usual setup, stamina are going to be 1k under pen, even with Alkosh and max piercing. So that's going to be a potential problem for stamina DPS for next patch. For Magicka, aside from obviously Alkosh will definitely be needed in ad pools where you've got lots of ads, potentially even boss fights where you've got quite a few targets. But in general, for boss fights you don't need it because you are going to be able to still reach the pen cap. Now it does depend on the setup that your group is using. So for example, if you are a Sorcerer, Templar, Dragonite, Warden, or a Nightblade that's not flanking and you're only using 5 light, maybe using 511, then you would need Alkosh because you would be 2,152 pen under. With 6 light, I know there's quite a few people using 6 light in the Flames of Ambition patch. So if you were a Sorcerer, Templar, Dragonite, Warden, or a Nightblade not flanking in 6 light, 1,213 pen is needed. You would need 20 piercing and Torugs to hit the pen cap if you only go with 6 light. The only time we can actually push the pen cap now is in 7 light or with a Nightblade flanking or a Necromancer because of their passives. So this is taking into account Major and Minor Breach, an Infused Gold Crusher, and also the piercing CP. So as you can see there, Necros are absolutely fine. They need 302 pen in 5 light, so that would be just 20 piercing CP. They need 0 pen if they go 6 or 7 light. So as a Necro, they can go with that 6-1 setup or 7 light either way. But for everything else, you're going to have to go 7 light, especially if you're not flanking. Nightblades that are flanking are over pen in 5 light, so they're absolutely fine. It's in situations like Sunspire or some mosses in Halls of Fabrications and things like that, where you're actually facing the target, you are going to be struggling to reach the pen cap on a Nightblade. So if your group is mostly Nightblades and Necros, you definitely don't need to worry too much about it. If your group uses 7 light, you don't need to worry about it. If you are having people in your group that play Sorcerer, Templar, Dragonite or Warden, and they are not using 7 light, then you kind of got to start thinking that maybe Torugs might be useful. Or Alkosh, if people are using 5 or 6 light, there is potential there that Alkosh and Torugs would be valuable to reach the pen cap. But the easiest solution is just for the damage dealers to run with a 7 light setup. The only potential roadblock to Magicka damage dealers using 7 light is the brand new Blackwood Mythic item, the Harpooner's Wading Kilt, which only comes as a medium item. So that would potentially mean that your Magicka damage dealers are using 6 light and 1 medium to make use of the Mythic item. And this Mythic looked very strong and Magicka DDs are passing really well on the PTS when using it, so it looks like it could become the meta to use it. And then we've got to consider that Torugs potentially make a return in groups and situations where the bosses can't be flanked or the damage dealers are primarily Sorcerer, Warden, Templar or DK, so that they can make use of this Mythic item. So we do have to look at our group setup for next patch, especially if this doesn't really get changed and it goes live. It's going to be strong, so we have to think about all these things when we consider if we're going to use Torugs or Alkosh. In terms of stamina, Nightblades and Necros are over pen, which is pretty good. Obviously Nightblades flanking and Necros with the only 10 CP, they are both over pen. It's everybody else, so if you're a Sorcerer, Templar, Dragonite, Warden, or a Nightblade who is not flanking, and you are stamina, even with Alkosh and maxed out pen, you are 1,075 under pen. So you are going to have to find another 1,000 pen from somewhere on stamina, which for me makes stamina less valuable in the fact that they can't reach that pen cap. And then you've got to lose other areas of your build potentially to get that 1,000 pen. So it does have a bit of detrimental impact on the stamina DDs, which is not good. That's everything about pen for this patch, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.